Howdy y'all, it's Christy with the Vegan Crew. I actually did this video already once, so I apologize, but the first video had no sound and that's not gonna work. So let's get into today's live video and what it's all about. We're gonna be talking about 3 tips for surviving the back to school transition. Yes, you guys, it's that dreaded time of year where we have to find new solutions, routines, and all kinds of stuff that's just brand new that we all have to acclimate to, right? So today I'm going to talk about some strategies to help us do that, but in a more natural way, okay? Now, I may not have students currently running around my house, but I used to be a teacher and in administration for nearly 15 years, so I know a little bit about today's topic. Not to mention that I have 3 beautiful stepchildren, 2 of which live with me full time. Now these guys are all grown up, but now I have to say that I do know what it's like to have that, you know, rumbling around the house with having kids and that back to school season as well. So let's dive in, shall we? Now I've been talking to moms all over, okay, all over the US and even a couple of moms from Canada about when school is going to be starting, and some of them have said as early as August 5th. So we really don't have a whole lot of time. Now I have talked to some moms and their school doesn't start until September, but that just gives us a good amount of time for most everybody to start getting prepared with more natural solutions. And also, I wanted to know from these moms about what struggles they're experiencing in that back to school transition, okay? And the largest issues, of course, are adjusting to that new routine that I was mentioning, getting prepared for, you know, new teachers, classmates, and in a whole new environment, while also staying mentally healthy and physically healthy. Then, you know, also preparing for the germapalooza that's going to happen because everybody is now congregated in one building, and so we're just going to see a whole bunch of rogue germs running around making us sick, right? So we need to be prepared for those instances because it's just going to happen. There's no way to get around it, right? And so today I have 3 tips to help this transition go a little more smoothly, okay? And so tip 1 comes from a personal place, okay, from me as a student and me as a teacher. So I'm coming from both ways. And I come from a little bit of a different era because I'm older. Things were a lot different back in my day. So I'm not saying that my parents were terrible parents. They weren't. It was just a different time, okay? And it'll be that way for every generation. The great thing is that now we're in the age of information and we can get so many wonderful resources just by a simple Google search, right? So there's so much more that we can provide for our new generations, and that's so awesome. But we also want to be providing a safe space, okay, for our kiddos to come to and tell us about their fears, their frustrations, and even their wins that they achieve while they're at school, okay? And because guess what? They might have a friend or a foe or a teacher or just a scenario that needs talking about, and they need to feel comfortable in doing so. You know, even as a teacher, I can recall there was many days that parents would drop their kids off and the kid would cry. Sometimes they would cry after the parents left, but it didn't last too long, and I just want to kind of put parents at ease right there because a lot of times as soon as the parents would leave, the child was okay or easily self-soothed or comforted by me or whoever else. It a lot of times it's just that comfortability and the switch over from, okay, I'm with mom, oh, now I'm with this teacher. So a lot of times that is actually, it'll go away quite quickly. But there are times that it doesn't, and we need to have that safe space for them. And as teachers, we need to be patient with these apprehensive students, being consistent and receiving, giving the reassuring and kindness and support that they need during this transition. And as parents, we need the child to feel comfortable enough to tell us about how they feel, especially if there's like a student bullying kind of scenario, or if there is an academic challenge that this child is having at school and needs help with, okay? So having a little talk before school or several chats before school about this and setting up that safe space for them is really important. And it'll be really important to keep this up during the school year so that they always feel nurtured and they always feel like they have a place to come to when they need guidance. And some ways to stay connected and help really kind of alleviate some stress from everybody's day, from work, or being a full-time mom, or the student who's at school all day, is to set up a couple of nights a week or every night. You're the rule maker. You get to choose, but maybe having a game night or a movie night, or making some vegan milkshakes, or maybe going out stargazing, or spending a little time outside with them to help clear their head and ground everybody all at once. These are all really great solutions to helping kind of keep the family unit together, and also keeping the lines of communication open so that the student feels healthy and safe to talk about their stresses. There's also, I used to love this little game when I'd see it played at the dinner table. You can talk about your highs of the day and your lows of the day. And that way it just kind of gets it out in the open and is kind of like an icebreaker or conversation starter. Moving along to tip number 2, and I know this doesn't it's probably not going to win me any any popularity points, but it's going to be meal prepping, and it really is the key to success, okay? I found in my own life and in the lives of folks who have great health, the way that we're getting these nourishing and appropriate foods is to meal prep, okay? It's actually just so much less stress to grab these items that are already prepared and go. Okay, that alone, in and of itself is a great reason to meal prep. Okay, but also for the nutrition factor, because we know that if we're meal prepping, we know exactly what's in these foods and how they were prepared, and we know that they're healthy, right? And so what I found is that having breakfast and lunch already prepared really alleviates the stress from everyone, because nobody has to worry about what am I going to eat. It's already taken care of, okay? And I like to set aside one day a week, and I do the meal prep for that coming week. So it's very simple. So like for breakfast, I like to have some overnight oats, chia seed pudding. You can actually smash those two together to make a really yummy breakfast option as well. Homemade breakfast bars or cookies, protein shakes. These are all wonderful ways to get in some great breakfasts that are actually really nutritious, okay? And these will hold us over until lunch, which is awesome. So for lunch, I love to have soups, and you're gonna laugh at me, but I know a lot of people don't like soups, but I've had tomato soup every day for the last 2 weeks, and I have loved it. It's been great because I actually add in some seeds to it to make it bulk up, but also give me protein and fiber, and it's amazing. You'll have to check out something that I'm going to be talking about in a little bit. I'll tell you a little bit more, but I have a recipe for you. But having like those salads in a mason jar. Now, I know you can't have glass at school, but you can get an appropriate container and make kind of like, use a thermos or even, to put a salad in a mason jar kind of thing, and send some wonderful salads to school. We could have wraps, quesadillas, veggies and hummus, fresh fruit. There's so many things that we can put in a lunchbox that is so healthy and nutritious that it will actually set that kiddo up for a great afternoon of productivity, okay? And so at nighttime for dinner, what I found is that I like to freestyle, okay? Because after being meal prepped for breakfast and lunch, I want something a little different for dinner and to offer that variety. And so what I found is that if you have an Instant Pot, good for you, because this is your go-to. I'm telling you, this has saved my sanity, it saved me time, and it saved me frustrations. So I really love my Instant Pot, and I know that you will too. If you don't have one, go get one. It'll be the best investment you've ever had, because now you're not having to mess up every pot and pan in the house. The Instant Pot is so easy to clean, and you've got one pot and you're one and done. You know what I'm saying? So it makes cooking a cinch because it doesn't heat up the whole house, and it also makes cleanup a cinch, which is really great. Another way to get some really great foods in that are nutritious and that's easy to make are sheet pan dinners, okay? That's what I'm having tonight, is a sheet pan dinner. And so with 2 sheet pans, I can throw on some chickpeas, I can throw on some broccoli, some Brussels sprouts, asparagus, garlic, those little sweet mini bell peppers. There's so much that you can do. On these sheet pans, you could make veggie fajitas on a sheet pan and slap it on a tortilla and you've got dinner. I'm just saying, like, sheet pans are really great because then you have like 2 sheet pans and you're done, right? That's so simple and so easy to do. You could even go as far as having your vegetables already washed and prepared to go on these sheet pans so that it makes it even quicker. So that's just up to you on how far you want to go. And so tip number 3 is going to be building a wellness chest, you guys. You know, too often we're reaching for those toxic things like Tylenol and Motrin and Pepto and Neosporin. And the reason that we do that is because a lot of times we're just not privy that there's other options out there that are just as effective and much healthier for us. But what a wellness chest is it has natural solutions and remedies to help support our health, okay? So it means that we need to have a plan in place and be prepared for when these instances arrive that we're sick. You know, if we've got a tummy ache or a boo-boo or we've got congestion or something going on, we need to be ready to go so that we're not reaching for those toxic options right off the bat. I understand sometimes we might need those, a Tylenol, or we might need a Motrin or something like that, but we want to resort to those as a last-ditch effort and not the first efforts, if you know what I'm saying. So in a wellness chest, you're going to find things like supplements, essential oils, CBD oil, homemade ointments, tinctures, rollerball blends, and so much more. And what I've loved about being able to make my own remedies is that I can customize it to specifically us. So say I'm having some congestion issues, but I'm also like irritable. Well, I can put something in this rollerball blend for congestion, but I can also put something in there to support my irritability, if that makes sense. So if you've got some of that going on, a lot of times illness brings on irritability and frustration and just tiredness, right? So that's what I love about these effective, safe plant medicines, is that we can tailor make them to ourselves and our specific needs, right? And so my wellness chest actually contains natural solutions for congestion, hormone support, pain relief, emotional support, tummy ache relief, and so much more. Snore support for the dude. So, you know, there's plenty of things in my wellness chest. Believe me, if I shared them all with you. I'm sorry, my hair is extra crispy today because guess what? One of my human skills is actually being able to operate one of those spray nozzles on a kitchen sink. And I was using the spray nozzle to wash out the mop bucket that I used yesterday, and I sprayed myself all on my head and on my shirt, and my mascara started running, and I was like, oh my gosh, I have a live video in 3 minutes. I've got to do something. So my hair is extra crispy and it's bothering me. So I apologize. You know, sometimes our skills fail us. Anyway, so What's happening is I'm going to be sharing some of my recipes with you, so some of my natural solutions with you, and some other tips and tricks. And this is all going to be located in a no-cost class that has a web page full of resources for you to take a look at. And these are for you and your student, okay? These are all healthy habits and healthy solutions that we can start implementing and making our routine start off the healthy way for this new school year. So the time to prepare is now, not later. This way you have a more, healthy scenario happening when school starts, and you're not scrambling and rushing to try to make it all work. I don't know, that whole back to school scramble. It's very, very stressful, so we want to ease our stresses. The point is to get healthier habits going, okay? That we just need to start. And hopefully the thing is that we want these healthy habits to follow our students throughout their lives, okay? Like I was saying, I come from a different era, and I wish I would have known these solutions back then, but we just don't. We just didn't. So now that we do, we can do better. And so my back to school class and webpage contains so much of what you're going to need to start this school year off right. But, if you'd like a more hands-on approach, I have an amazing team of Oilers. I love that word so much. That are so awesome to get more ideas from and additional support, okay? And you are also going to get me as your coach as well, and this is at no extra cost to you. I'm actually not going to be offering paid for coaching services anymore. It's going to be joining me on my oils team, or we'll just have to, you can piece it all together through all my content, because I do share everything through my content, but a lot of times that takes a lot of sifting through and things like that. And I can help you actually devise a wellness strategy that's right for you when you're on my oils team, okay? And when you're on my essential oils or CBD oils team, you gain access to many healthy resources, natural resources to help you and your family. So you're not just getting me and a team, you're also getting amazing, wonderful, effective plant medicines that are going to be great for your health and for your loved one's health. So to get this no-cost class and all the resources that I've been talking about, you're just going to visit thevegancrew.com/back to school. Now that's all together. There's no spaces in between or anything, okay? And I just want to say, it's such a great thing to get started now and start getting these natural solutions in your home for your little ones, so that they can start off in a positive way, not just for the school year, but for their life, okay? This is going to be helping them. So when we include them, like teaching them how to make a roller ball, or teaching them how to make some ointment or whatever else, this is going to help them later on in life reach for more natural solutions. So if you're wanting to detox your life and begin implementing natural remedies and solutions that will help stave off chronic illness before it ever begins for you and your family, this is an incredible offer, you guys, to receive the highest quality products and someone to support you. So that's with joining my oils team, or you can watch this class and see that webpage full of resources as well. Either way, you're going to get some really great information on how to start your school year off, with a really great, a really great foot. I don't know. Anyway, to gain access to the no-cost class and resources, visit thevegancrew.com/back to school. So I want you to help me teach the newer generations the importance of healthy and natural living, and also the power of plant medicines that are safe and effective. All right, you guys, this is my live for today. I so hope that the audio shows up. I've changed cameras, so hopefully this time it'll show up, and I apologize for it being tardy. Y'all have a wonderful day. Also I wanted to say thank you for allowing me to take a couple of days off from social media. I needed to actually get some things done around the house and kind of get my life back in order. I've been working like nonstop to make sure that this back to school special was really great, and so I really hope that you'll take a look at it. All right, you guys, y'all have a wonderful rest of your week. Bye.